Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Hump.
Present.
Mr. Garber.
Here.
Mr. Minor.
Here.
Fellas, have you had an opportunity to review the minutes of September 19th, 2013?
I have, sir, and I move a motion they be approved as presented.
And I'll second that.
They'll stand approved as presented. Need a motion to go into a short executive session with the New Waterford Fire Department and the mayor of New Waterford to discuss the fire contract.
So
Is that your motion?
I'll second.
Okay. Mr. Hump.
Yes.
Mr. Garber.
yes.
And Mr. Minor.
Yes.
The room's open down here now? Okay.
Who invited you to attend this?
So you guys got rained out too, huh?
Us and then.
Yeah.
How do you like
Mike was
that?
bad tonight.
It's not. Columbiana or just lump sum contract?
I'm just here.
He's just here.
I'm nowhere else to be tonight.
Alright, so back in regular session on 7:33. That's all right, fellas. Can we kind of go out of order a little bit? Because I'm really worried about the finances,
About that transfer real estate.
the debt that we're creating back there.
It's fine.
Barry, you want to tell us what's going on?
Since the last meeting, we opened up the bids and the contract come in at the 288, 916.40. Been in contact with Jason Wilson. Jason actually contacted me from the governor's office of Appalachia. So I've been working with Jason, and it looks like we're going to be able to secure the funding for the shortfall of the $38,916. Talked to them on Monday, and GOA works through Omega, so they are going to be sending us a contract. They're going to send us a letter stating that they would award the $38,916, and that was the shortfall of the project. So, and working with Jobs Ohio, Jobs and Commerce, and now GOA, it looks like we have secured all the funding for the bids that we opened up last meeting, except for 40 cents. The township will.
Don't do it.
So that's kind of what has transpired since we opened the bids and our last meeting, so it looks like we do have all the funding at this point for the project.
And I submitted this to Andy Beach. He recognized the paperwork. Like it was from the engineer's office, Bobby Durbin. So everything's okay with them. We just have to make sure when we certify that the funds are available that we actually do have them. So we're not quite there yet. My other question was change orders, and I brought this to Barry's attention. If there's change orders in this project, who's going to be responsible for those? And he mentioned Buckeye.
I guess it's my turn,
Okay,
if I may.
you may.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. You can have one. I have one back here. Someone put your- Thank you. I've handed you each a letter prepared by Mr. Stoneburner on behalf of Buckeye Transfer Realty. And the gist of the letter is that we are willing to step up to cover any reasonable costs resulting from quantity overruns or change orders that are found to be necessary by the consensus of the county engineer or his designee and the contractor on the job. And when I say reasonable, our only concern is that we not increase the scope of the project at all. We don't want to add another lane or something.
Well, I
now that
believe
we're on-
we do have a set of plans.
Right.
So, I don't know, I can't imagine any overruns, but you never know. Every project I've been involved with, normally, sometimes you get things credited back to you because it went easier than it should have, but just in case.
Well, we're on deck just in case. So
Okay.
you have our written commitment to cover any shortage if need be.
Okay, you got a name, Pat, you know?
Yeah, Lisa, yeah. Can I throw something in here? That Omega one is null and void at December 31.
Yes.
So are they gonna get, they called you, are they gonna get you all the paperwork?
I
and that?
don't have, no, I haven't, she hasn't called to say that it's approved because they were going to try and run it without the DUNS number,
Okay,
but I have not heard back from her.
okay, all right. Well, the ball's in the state's court, we'll just go from there. Everything's worked out beautiful so far.
I'm sorry, let me throw something in. Omega, we have to pay up front and bill them. So we have to have the money out of our pocket to bill, they won't. That's the way they do it.
Okay, well, let's wait on the paperwork and we'll go from there.
Or at least that's what they told me.
It's like a reimbursement like what we did with
Yes. Culvert.
the culvert arrangement. Okay.
Mhm.
My concern is we're gonna be getting into the end of the construction season. Because if we go the 17th, if Central has 10 days to award that back, that's gonna, maybe I can hand deliver, but we're getting very near to the end of the construction season.
Is there something we can do to move this along? Do you want us to amend, and I'm obviously speaking without checking, but do you want us to amend our letter to give you some comfort as to the 39,000 as well?
Well, we would
With the
appreciate
understanding that
something like
would that get the project to move tonight? Would that give you the comfort level?
Well, we can't certify the funds tonight, that's the problem. There's a certification in here, fiscal officer certificate of funds. And we can't do that tonight because we don't have all the proof. Once we have all the proof, then we can do that and move forward. But I don't see any reason why any of that cannot happen quickly.
Okay.
Because we can't certify that we have the funds yet.
And I guess what I was asking is, what do you need to be able to do that? Do you need funds in hand, like would I have had to have come with a check, or?
No, the state has to give the physical officer the information so that she's comfortable, so that she can sign this. So we're really
I
just,
think what I was trying to do was find out if there was anything we can do to give you a comfort level that if something would go wrong with the state.
well, a check for $288,916
Yeah,
would
That's
really
a-
help us.
I'm pretty sure that's way outside my authorities.
So Bob, you're actually needing all the funds
funds certified, not just that 39,000.
Right, my understanding of this document, the fiscal officer's certificate of funds, when I spoke with Andy, I mean, this is all general stuff. There's no reason for the prosecutor's office not to approve it, but we have to have proof that we have the funds in hand.
Okay.
And that's the only thing we're waiting on.
How long do you think that?
And that's just the Omega money that we're waiting on, because Jobs,
Right.
I know the Jobs and Commerce has,
Well, we have
Yes.
letters, but I don't know how that's gonna work. Have they
I-
contacted you?
No, and that will be part of my,
Yeah, that's the real
Tomorrow's
question, because 39 is one thing, but if it's 288,
right.
Because we need to sign this for the auditor, the state auditor.
But see, the papers of Jobs and Commerce, I don't quite understand. It says the total cost of the project is estimated to be $359,158.
That was the original
And
bid before the scope of work was decreased, I think.
And their paperwork came back with ODOT Jobs and Commerce, 125, ODOD Road Work Fund, 629. What is that? Is that the Jobs Ohio? I don't,
yes.
yes.
is that what that stands for?
Yes, yes.
That's 125. Local sources up to the amount of 109,158. That is in their agreement.
Right, that's because they thought we needed
The total
all the additional money.
350.
And the bids come in at 288.
I mean, the most we could do tonight is authorize, the board could authorize myself and Pat to sign these documents once she can certify that the funds are in our possession or the funds are forthcoming. I mean, that's about as far as we can go tonight.
And that document is what allows is the acceptance of the bid. I'm not sure what the document is you're
Oh,
referring
okay.
to.
Yeah, this was a copy, so just keep that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no big secret.
Barry, what's your expectation on batch plants to start to shut down?
Just depends on weather. Typically, it's middle of November.
November 15th.
Based on weather.
Right.
We're gonna have a mild winter. Be optimistic, the government shut down. We're further ahead of the curve right now. But at least that, if the fund certification came in between meetings, then we wouldn't have to wait for another meeting.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that's the best scenario.
We'd certainly appreciate it, since I'm here, I'll speak. We'd certainly appreciate it if you could take that action, at least tonight. That way, if the funds do come in, all the paperwork's in, then we wouldn't have to wait till the next meeting.
Right.
What was your bid guarantee? How many days do they have to hold that number?
60.
60? All right, you're okay there?
So we're fine.
Yeah, you're good there.
But that way because who knows, tomorrow or Monday, say everything comes in and
Right.
back Monday, then we wouldn't have to call a special meeting or wait till the next meeting. We can get everything signed and get it hand delivered wherever it needs to go and get things rolling.
Part of that, and I'll take part of the responsibility for this. I've not worked with grants before, okay? So it's a whole new ballgame for me, and I'm not gonna sign for $288,000 till I know what's up,
No, that,
you know?
that certainly makes sense. I mean, you know,
Yeah, and
nobody can fault
and
you
if
for
it's all
that.
reimbursement,
Right.
Well, like
it's a huge
with
ballgame.
the 38,000, we're gonna have to encumber those funds and then carry them over into next
Into
year.
next year, and then
When the
have
project's
reimbursed.
done, submit the bill and then get
Then
reimbursed.
Omega will reimburse you
Right,
for them.
so. It's just to keep everybody happy.
Now, the total project, all reimbursement, or just that 39 from Omega?
I think, well, I'm not sure about, well, we don't have $250,000 to advance. I would think Jobs, Ohio and
And
Jobs
Jobs
and
and
Commerce,
Commerce.
they're gonna give But we submit them the
We submit
money?
the billing at the end of the project, and then they will reimburse off of the billing that was submitted by Central Allied.
Say that again?
Once we are billed by Central Allied, and we have a completion final bill, we submit that bill to Jobs Ohio and Jobs and Commerce for reimbursement.
But we don't pay them until we get that money.
Correct.
Right, okay. But do we have to encumber it? That would be my...
I'm not sure, I mean,
Well, we need to-
I am truthfully, I'm real green, and I have to.
I wouldn't, if they're gonna pay it, we shouldn't have to encumber.
Not out of our funds, I
Right,
wouldn't
no.
think, but I would,
I think only the 38,000 is what we're gonna have to encumber.
the way it was,
Yeah.
the way it was
Yeah.
written, I do believe that's probably right,
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
because they won't.
And if you can get us another letter, that'd be fine.
That was a limited time offer.
Oh, like a Kmart midnight
Yeah, that was
special.
really special.
Special.
That was, we were trying to move things along tonight, but I think you have it well in hand.
Does anyone have to take proaction from your, to get the response that you need, or you said wait until?
Well, what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna ask for a resolution authorizing Pat and I to sign this once she has, I guess, proof that we can certify that we have, that she has the funds here.
I'll move that motion.
And then that, when you call me, Pat, you got the original one, right?
I do believe
Yeah, the
so,
one
with the
all
little
the
stickies on
stickers
them.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's here, so,
And then once that's done, I'll get it signed and I'll just call you, Barry, and
it's here someplace.
we can.
Yeah, we can get that up to Central Allied.
Yeah, get it shipped however you want to do it, and we'll go from there.
Because Pat, what I will do is I'll see if I can get a conference call. I'll set something up with you with Jobs Ohio and Jobs and Commerce. And that way it's not third party, we'll get a conference call, we can talk to both entities and just see what the exact process is to make you comfortable.
And making the auditor happy.
Yes.
Who's that? That's who's that, Mandel? Or Yost?
Yeah.
Yost. So is that your second, Barry?
Second.
Mr. Hunt,
Yes.
Mr. Garwood,
Yes.
Mr. Minor.
Yes.
And this is to sign the Omega contract.
Well, no, to sign this, all this.
Oh, every one of them,
Yeah, it's the entire,
so it's all three.
it's the agreement, the Bobby notice of award agreement.
It's typically what he does with all his contracts. Pat,
Yeah.
that he makes.
Certificate of.
Well, I talked to Bobby today, but he, he's not gonna get involved. Trust me. So it's for the Central Allied Notice of Award,
Yeah.
is what we're.
And Andy's already seen these documents, so his signature, no problem.
And you gave me a new one that has this change, the Omega.
Yeah,
thing
Barry
changed.
handed me one where the Omega was
Mhm. I think I
actually
stuck it
written
in.
on
I know you gave it to me.
it. Yes. Because what I have just has it written in.
I thought I stuck it in here. I've got it, I know I do, because you just gave it to me.
That's the only copy, so
Hang on, I'm gonna
We need
make
to
sure, I
make-
know it's here.
a couple copies of
Give me a minute so I can sort through these. I thought I stuck it inside here.
it. Well, it's on your
Omega
certificate.
share.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah, that one.
typed in,
right.
okay. So we have to come up with some way to encumber these funds before we can,
Well, I don't know about the 250.
No, no, no,
but
the 38,
38, yeah, and then you tell us how. There might be enough money in the,
well, that doesn't alarm me as much as
First
the other one
entity.
does.
fund
Yeah, I mean,
to do the encumbering.
I don't have that set up separate, but that's all right.
Okay.
We know what we spent.
So you wanna call a question?
Do what?
We didn't vote on it, did we?
Yeah, I do. I got them all wise. I don't think I did that. All three
All
green.
right.
Let me get a number so I don't get out of order here. That's our first resolution for tonight, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the next resolution number is, I didn't enter it on here. I'll tell
Because
you.
we'll do the fire next meeting.
Okay. Give me a second.
The guys, I think Barry did a nice job putting all this together.
It did a great
Fantastic.
job. Yeah. We agree.
And Barry, as always, if there's anything you need from us,
We'll do it.
A blank check.
within reason. See, you're the reason I have to put the word reasonable in there.
I don't know what that means anymore. All right,
213.94 is the number.
all right. You okay with this then, Tom?
I think so.
1394?
I know where your office is.
Yes. Okay. Do you four have any questions or comments? or-
No, just thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate the support.
Well, it's a nice project. Well, I'm surprised Ted wasn't here tonight.
We got it tied up outside.
I'll pretend we didn't hear it.
His golf clubs are in the tree.
Sure what, yeah, sure what?
Okay. Well, thanks for coming, fellas.
Thank you.
Guys.
You got that, so you can attribute that quote, right? Yeah, that's the headline.
Thank you.
Pat, you're next.
Thank you. I'm totally confused. I'm trying to gather up these.
Well, it'll all come together. We'll work.
I know, I just want to get these out of the way because I don't need them right now. Okay. That's stacked up someplace, Paul. I'm the one that needs.
Well, we need to set a budget meeting with Nancy.
Yeah, I sent a note down and I haven't heard back from her.
Well, it says for us to contact her.
And I did by letter.
Oh, okay.
I called down and no, actually, I stopped in last week when I was down there. And they told me to put it in writing and bring it down, send it down, so that's what I did.
Oh, okay.
That is a copy of what I sent.
Okay.
Okay. And you got your copy from Berkman Eckler, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And the next one was the, like you were talking about, was the budget. Did I not? I gave you all a copy of that, did I not? I sent
Right.
it with all the information about the budget. That's normally what we would get when we go to the budget hearings, but they bypassed it this year to do it that way. And we talked about it last meeting, and Bob suggested that we still have a budget hearing. So I sent that note down asking her for them to schedule one, but I have not heard. Maybe I can ask this week when I see her down at meeting.
Okay.
Okay, the next thing I have here is the township building from Columbiana Fire Department for you to review. It is 4534 for July, 4534. And they are all, I believe, a vehicle, a hay baler on fire, and open burning, but there's what that is. And everybody knows about the dinner this week, 7 o'clock at the Methodist Church, and it's okay.
Wow.
Tomorrow,
Next week, next Wednesday.
this coming Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I received something in the mail that totally astounds me why I would get it, and I just brought it to show you. It is a card with my name, Fairfield Township on it, for national funding. And the only thing I can figure out is they've gotten a hold of this because we've applied for grants or something, I'll bet. I just want you to see this. It's no action or anything, I just want you to see what they come up with a card, my township's name with mine on it.
Well, you're pre-qualified up to 150,000.
But isn't that's scary? I mean, it really looks official. It says nothing about nothing except it's there if you want it.
Yeah, what bank is it, Toronto Bank? What is it, what fund is it?
I don't know. But it was-
Well, I'd cut it out.
No, I'm going to, but I wanted to see what's happening out there.
I thought maybe it was a Visa or MasterCard.
No. But I can see where somebody would take advantage of that. Okay, what about the copier? I have the note on that, or we want to address that later?
The copier, I think you guys are trying to set up a time to bring in a demo.
Yeah, she did get back to me, and she said it would take a couple of weeks. This was last week. She said, I'm so sorry, it may take up to 2 weeks. I think they have a demo that maybe they
Well-
travel. And I told her that was fine because of our window situation.
Okay.
So they're planning, when she's ready, she'll let Mel know, but I kind of gave her the okay that we weren't. Because like we said, if they're gonna be tearing out the room, I don't want someone's expensive equipment sitting there, so. It is, and it's in process, but we're not treating it like, I mean, if I need to let her know, it's more of a, we need to make a decision.
Well, if the windows take much longer, we could get it in here.
Well, Mel and I just discussed that. So if she calls me now and says, we're probably, this week will be the second week she talked about, and if she calls me and says, hey, we can do it, I'm gonna let her do it. If nothing else, we can always set it up
Right.
somewhere else. I don't know. We'll figure something out. It's in process, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because I love the other one. I would have been happy with it, but I think we do need to try out both.
Try both and then whatever.
Let the price do the talking.
Could always start on a different road too.
As long as they can get to the computer. I can't remember how that was, that's out of my
Well,
area.
they're not gonna put the windows in every room. It's gonna be one at a time probably, or do one side and another side. You can move it on.
And the truth is, for us, I can speak for myself, I did most of the demoing of that other copier in 2 days, because we're not here every day. So keeping it here for 2 weeks doesn't mean, I actually processed a zoning application. So that one, majority of my testing of it was a 2-day process, and then we knew, it was nice, so. We don't need them for a really long time, I don't think.
Check it out, and when you're done, call them, come and pick it up, and then
I will keep you in the loop when they finally let us.
tell us which
get in
one you
here.
want.
May I go ahead and order the 04 Ohio labor law posters?
04?
14, sorry. 2014.
Yeah.
It was like $60 or something.
Yeah, less than
Yeah.
$100, isn't it?
I didn't bring the ticket of how much it is, but they called and I have a number to call if that's okay to do that. And also I received paperwork to sign tax exempt forms for Jim Santini Builder. And may I have the authority to do these? There's several here, and I'm assuming it's probably because he's going to buy from different suppliers. I think there's 4 here.
You want a resolution to do that?
I think maybe I would be more comfortable with that.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Hum,
Yes.
Mr. Garwood,
Yes.
and Mr. Meyer.
Yes.
And I did send all the, or brought over to the office here, the Affordable Care Act's employee notice. All the employees, I mailed 3 of them and presented the other 4 with theirs here. So that was taken care of. I don't think I have anything else. I might jump in there, but I think that's pretty much it.
No.
Okay, we received the 500 tons of asphalt millings that are ordered from Anthony Gentile, and Pat's, we're all square on that. Currently receiving the ashes from Belmont. We're about 330 ton right now so far. You're gonna find some tickets that were incorrectly marked Ed Wilson.
Oh,
I've contacted Belmont. They are gonna fix their bills. The ones I will give to you have that crossed out, Fairfield Township written in, and my initial on it.
okay.
Okay? So
Right.
that it's all straight.
It should come through on the bill with those.
Yes. So that's all squared away. Ordered and received 100 feet of a 24-inch pipe for the pipe replacement on Esterly Drive, and 120 feet of 12-inch for stock from Quaker.
Was that on the same resolution?
That's, no,
That's
that's for a
separate.
different PO, yeah. I
It's
have-
already have, it's
I have
already in
PO,
place?
Yeah, it's all-
Okay, it's
I have
already
the
in
bills
place.
for you, everything's good on that.
Okay, good.
And then, along with that Esterly Drive project there, I called some other tree services. One didn't get back to me, the other one came back, but I think for what we're going to get, the best deal is to stay with Timberlines, because he's willing to bring out his skid loader and some other pieces of equipment to work with us to expedite the, he's not just gonna drop the trees and it's gonna be in this big pile and tangled up mess. He's gonna drop them, we're gonna set up down the road, he's gonna bring the brush to us, we'll feed the brush to the chipper. So I brought, and I think that's gonna be our best way to go.
Well, we might as well just hire him.
Okay,
Is that the 2,600?
yeah.
And when do you think he'll be able to do it? If we hire him tonight, when do you think?
I think he's called me 2 and 3 times about it. I think he's looking for work. I think he's ready to go whenever I tell him we want to go.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
So Pat, you need a resolution?
Please.
Hiring this guy.
So moved.
Second that.
Do you want to do it for that flat amount or not to exceed like 3,000? I mean, was that price firm or?
Yeah, actually, one of his phone calls, I think he'll do it for less than that because like I said, I think he's looking for work. So I don't foresee it to be more than that for sure.
Okay, well, not to exceed that amount then.
Okay.
Not to exceed the 26, correct? Which one?
Was it a flat 26?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Bob?
Yeah.
Carl?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
And you ran him through the state? He's okay?
Okay. Just give me a second, I forgot to mark it. I'll give you that PO number. I don't know what it is right now.
Okay. And then as far as like some of the things we've been up to, we're continuing with our fall mowing. Got on September 23rd, I got 800 gallons of CRS 2 emulsion from the county and applied it to Crestview Road on the west end of Route 11 there to try to hold some bad, am I going too fast?
West end of Crestview?
Yeah, the west of Route 11, Unionville over there, right by you.
Okay.
Your backyard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, huge intersection.
Yeah, that's a dangerous intersection. Not as bad as it used to be.
Yeah, it's just to do some spot sealing and hold some bad areas together until I can get there to reclaim it.
I
probably in
want you
about
to
2
initial
years.
that paper, by the way, when they have it to sign, the check to sign. I want Miller certain, authorize that. That's all right, we'll get it.
The bill from the county?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
Mhm.
Little blacktop with the city for 2 days with our roller last week, which in turn led to getting the basketball court in Middleton paved with us and Columbiana together. Where it turned out, I thought, really good. I mean, it was a nice project. They brought I went and got the paver and hauled it on our trailer, took it down there. They sent out a couple of trucks and we sent 3 of our trucks up and got the blacktop and we all worked together on it. And it turned out really nice. I thought, I don't know if anybody's been by it. If you did, I wouldn't even notice anyways. But, thought it turned out really nice. We used a little bit more hot mix than what I originally estimated, but we went a little thicker, tried to build up the center to shed the water a little bit better. Still well below the 5,000 that we had talked about. But, like I
And
said,
that came from where, that blacktop?
I have the bills for you.
Oh.
It's from Tri-County,
Okay.
where we always deal with.
Okay.
I just think it's a good deal that we're able to work with the city like that and get some of these projects done like that. They have equipment, we have equipment, more guys, and I just thought it turned out really good. And Mitch Hart said that this fence was going to be put up on October 18th. So it's good to get that done before we got behind that. And then the last thing I need is Halloween trick or treat time. Will we just follow suit with Columbia, the city of Columbiana on that?
I think we did.
That's how we've done it the past couple of
But I
years.
thought didn't we make that a standard thing?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much what Columbiana
Yeah,
does.
whatever Columbiana does, we do.
Because I've had the News 21 or somebody call here and leave a
Yeah.
message.
Because so many people from the township are in town, and people from town are going to
Yeah,
town.
it's always been the exact same day.
Yeah.
It just makes it easy.
I knew that's what we've done in the past.
What day is it? Did you say? I'm trying to put this.
I don't know if
I don't
Columbiana
know.
said yet.
I've not seen
Well,
that.
what day is that? It's
Halloween,
probably on
Thursday.
Halloween on that
Well, it's
Thursday.
Thursday.
usually.
28th or something?
No, the 31st
31st.
is actually, the only time I think they've not, do they do it, do they always do it right on Halloween, or if it's on Sunday, I think they don't. or something?
Maybe
It's on a
Sunday,
Thursday.
maybe Monday or something.
It's
I
on a
would imagine
Thursday,
it's gonna be
so-
the 31st.
You don't know, do you?
What is it, Larry?
No idea.
What are you dressing
Same
up
as
as?
Latonia right now.
You what?
Everybody follows Latonia, don't they?
I would imagine it's gonna be the 31st, why would it?
It's a pagan holiday.
I'll find out what it
Doesn't
is.
matter.
If you let me know, Mel, I
As long as
always
we
throw
put it
something
the
on
same day as
website.
Columbiana.
Yeah.
I assume that, just want to make sure.
And as soon as we find out, then put it on the website.
Yeah.
I'm good, that's what I got.
Okay. Pat, you want to dig that check out, or?
Yes, that's over
Is it up to
there.
here, Pat? I didn't see it. I looked through
Here.
it quick.
Those are the bills that for,
Tri-County.
and I've worked in that basketball court. and all that.
This is for all the, this is for the
That's
basketball.
strictly for that basketball court. With my-
Okay.
That's on every ticket and my signature's on every ticket.
Okay. It is Russell Standard, 8390. This is right there.
Just right here.
Yeah, and then on this bottom one too. Just any place there. That way I have a signature. This is
This
a
one's, I always want to see the amount.
Oh, okay.
Put the gallon, yeah, 800 gallons, so that's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Down here?
That's fine. It's no big deal, but still.
Would you give me a copy of that? Sorry.
I will.
Anything else, Mel? Kim?
I have nothing to report. I'll try to keep it brief. I already told you the copier status, and the zoning commission does not meet until next month, and the Board of Appeals did not meet this month. So otherwise, it is business as usual, slow but steady, knock on wood.
Barry?
The only other thing I have, we did get the permit back from ODOT for the work on the intersection, so we're good to go there. Mel, I'll get you all that information. I've got a set of the plans, and I'll get you that permit, and we'll sit down and kind of go over some of that stuff, just so you know what to expect, what's going on out there, so.
All right, sounds good.
Other than that, that's all I have.
Carl?
The intersection work.
All I have to say is your mowing job is excellent. I mean,
Pass. Good, I'll pass that along.
well, yes, I would appreciate that. I mean, I would just, in the last little while, I've got around over the township and their mowing job is just excellent.
Well, they finally sharpened the blades.
The intersection work you're speaking about is 340 or
Yeah.
164?
That 505 permit that we
Yeah.
applied applied through an ODOT, Pat.
Okay.
Anything else, Carl?
That's all I have.
Okay. The thing I have is this Comcast. I spoke with Frank. He's a hell of a nice guy. We had a nice conversation. But the that's not free.
Oh,
It's probably TV.
No, what they're doing, if you want one TV somewhere in your facility, they will hook it up so you can hang one TV. That's what this is about.
isn't that kind of weird the way it's worded then?
Yeah, well, I asked him about that, and he says, no. He even looked our contract up that we have with Comcast.
Because I would love to get Comcast internet. They don't even service us, I don't believe, do they?
Yeah, well, no, we're SOL.
I don't know. When we first needed internet here, they were not coming out here yet unless it's changed. 'Cause we're on DSL, which is slower. I can't really, we haven't had a whole lot of problem with it, but if they
You're
ever,
right, because when I started out, I was DSL, but I've since switched to Comcast, so I don't know.
I mean, that's
how far
something to
they've
think
came.
about, just if it's ever, and I don't even know if Pat pays the bill, I don't know what we're paying. I mean, I have Comcast at my house, like 3 miles away, and it's blows DSL out of the water.
Right.
And it's honestly, and I hate to say this about the cable
What
company,
we
it's
pay
not that
AT&T, you
expensive.
mean?
Yeah, I'm just saying, if it's ever available, even if you have to pay for it, we should probably price
I
match.
think it's in here tonight.
Because Comcast is usually cheaper.
Yeah.
Have you found that too? I mean, again, I don't like to pay bills, but they're not real unreasonable for the speed you get. It's
It would be
crazy
nice
fast.
to have some connectivity out here, maybe some Wi-Fi.
I think it would be nice to have Wi-Fi.
Because just a laptop would be awesome.
Right, exactly. If we had wireless, then, like, I know you have a laptop. I'm still trying to get Mel out of his flip phone, so I don't even want to say laptop to him, but if Mel had a laptop.
The internet service is $53.63 a month,
For DSL,
whatever we have here.
Yeah.
and there's no wireless, that's very, very minimal.
Well, you want,
Yeah, do you have a copy?
Let's
I
make
might
a-
call, I mean, I won't, honestly, I
copy of
can't
this.
commit to anything, but
well, why don't you call Frank
what's
and
the
just
phone?
ask him about
Here, I'll
it?
just put it in my phone, hold on. See, Mel, this is what you can do with a smartphone.
Who cares?
What is his name, Frank?
Well, let me make you a copy of this. We have a
All
copy
right.
of that. And then just,
Because I would love it,
Yeah.
like I said, it's been a few years now, I guess, we should double
Just
check.
have Wi-Fi, because with all the stuff that anymore that we get from Pat, it'd be so nice to be able to just,
Well, and we've had visitors ask, they've come in with stuff like iPads, and do you have Wi-Fi? And you go, no, and they almost look at you like you're in a government office and you don't have
because
Wi-Fi.
if they'll run the wire out here for a TV for free, we'll tell them fine.
That's
We
the
want
rest
to
of
use
the
it
small
for
towns.
internet and we'll pay for it.
Ask the rest of small townships and see if they have it.
Ask what?
The other 18 townships, or 17 in the county.
There's 18.
Well, we're one.
What it is I know like back then, they just hadn't run, they didn't have it here yet. Literally, it stopped like up on Crestview, I think, but like Barry points out, it's been years, so maybe.
Well, I'll bet you it's at the top of that hill, just north. of it.
Actually, the day I was in rolling blacktop before the city, it was in front of the new Parks and Cemetery building. Comcast was there wiring the whole place up.
It's a good call to make, because Barry makes a great point. Like I said, we $53 isn't bad, but we're paying that for very,
Poor
I mean,
service.
I don't want to badmouth DSL, it's better than dial-up, but it's not real fast, and we don't have wireless. And in this day and age, Wi-Fi is the way to go. So, definitely, so you'll have paperwork, because I know I don't want to just call, I call 1-800 Comcast for my home business, but that's a whole different, you have a
Call this
commercial
guy,
Comcast
because
business, yeah.
maybe running it out here would be free of charge in that.
Right. I'll find out, I'll get you the information.
But I didn't think we needed a TV out here.
Unless Mel wants to watch the Weather Channel. I guess.
That's the only thing would be good for us.
I mean, if they're gonna give it to you for free.
I mean, but
Well,
well, and actually,
Helpful.
if you would get a better service with Comcast, you could get a bunch of weather information,
Sure.
live feed with AccuWeather and everything
Sure.
else, Mel, but, you know, then there's services out there that you might be able to get that would be sent right to your computer.
right.
There's weather services out there that will send you informational updates and the whole 9 yards, so I think there's some advantage to it.
Great, well, when I get that paper, I'll call them tomorrow.
All right.
Anything else? Pat? Motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Pat, can I have that pen right there?
I love it.
Well, it's just, I